Hiya, welcome back to In the Kitchen with Tabby. Guys, today we made a strawberry pretzel salad. I'd never had it before, had never made it before, but I am sure glad that I found this recipe from natashaskitchen.com. It is absolutely delicious. You guys are gonna love it. It was really easy to throw together. A couple of little hacks that I throw in there to make it even easier, and I think you guys are gonna be absolutely blown away. So let's have some fun and let's get cooking. It is time for the strawberry pretzel salad, and I could not be more excited. I have seen so many people make this. I had never heard of it. I have never tasted it. I don't know if it's a southern thing and I live too far north. I'm not sure, but I'm super excited to make it. So here's what we have. 1 6-ounce box of strawberry Jello. And we're gonna put that in our bowl here. All right, to that, we're going to add 2 cups of boiling water. Very carefully. And then we're going to give that a good stir and get it all nice and combined in there. So this is step 1 because we need to do this first. It has to cool before we can take it to the next step with this Jello water. So we're going to do this first so that we can get it set aside. I'm not going to put it in the refrigerator because I don't want it to set up. I just want it to cool. We need it to still stay liquid. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. Looks like everything is dissolved in there. Just the smell of this alone. There's just something about it, strawberry Jello. All right, so we're gonna call that good. So now I'm gonna set it aside over here and let that start cooling. Now in this bowl, I have taken 2.5 cups, actually I put about 3 cups of pretzels, measured them before I crushed them, so about 3 cups of pretzels, and then I used my food processor and just crunched them up, just got them really nice and crushed. I'm gonna get my butter out of the oven because I've been melting it. So we've got my melted butter here. This is just 1 stick of unsalted butter, or 8 tablespoons. And to that, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of sugar. And my little scooper here is just a little less than 1/4 cup, so I'm gonna put about 1.5 scoops in there. And I'm gonna use this same little whisk. We're just gonna whisk that butter into that sugar, get it all nice and combined. The sugar is probably not gonna dissolve completely, but that's okay. Now obviously I pulled my butter out of my oven, so you know that's how I melt my butter, but it has preheated to 350 degrees. And I have a 9x13 disposable baking pan here. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my crushed pretzels to that. So we're gonna give that a really good mix, get that butter all incorporated into those pretzels. I'm gonna bring you over here and turn the camera down just a little bit so you can see a little bit better, so hang on. All right, so you can see there, those are not crumbs, they're just chopped up really well. We're just gonna put all of that right in the bottom of our pan. And then we're gonna use this and just spread it out all over the bottom. And just press that down. We're just making a nice crust with it. Very similar to the Cherry Delight with the graham crackers, but this is obviously pretzels. And I think the sweet with the salty is going to be absolutely heavenly. That's what I think. The world according to Tabby. I think that looks pretty good. So now this is gonna go into the 350 degree oven for 10 minutes. We're gonna bake it for 10 minutes. All right, let's get it in the oven. Set my timer for 10 minutes. All right, now, next step, while that is baking, let me clean this up a little bit. The recipe that I'm using, it comes from Natasha's Kitchen, and every recipe I've seen, now I love Natasha, so that's why I'm using her recipe, and I think I've never tried anything of hers that was not outstanding. So that's why I'm using that recipe. But that being said, every recipe, including hers, calls for 8 ounces of cream cheese with, let's see, 8 ounces of cream cheese with 1/2 cup of sugar and 8 ounces of Cool Whip. So basically, it's a cream cheese mixture that you're making with the cream cheese and the sugar. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit today, and I'm going to use this Philadelphia cheesecake no-bake filling. This is a 24-ounce container, so I'm just gonna use a third of it, which is about 8 ounces. And I'm not gonna do the cream cheese and the sugar. So I'm gonna use this in place of the cream cheese and sugar. So let's go ahead and get about a third of this out. And it's already nice and soft and fluffy, so you don't have to worry about softening it or anything. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and add my 8-ounce container of Cool Whip. We don't want to leave that out. All right, so now we're just going to fluff that together, fold it together until it's all fully combined and you don't see any streaks of the cream cheese. You just want it to be nice and fully incorporated. Like that. There we go. All right, now we wait. We've got about 6 minutes left on the pretzel base, and when that comes out, it has to cool completely before we can go to the next step, as does the Jello water. We've got to let that completely cool before we can take it to the next step. So when the pretzels come out and they're nice and cooled and the Jello water is cool, I'll come back and I'll show you how we put all this together and make a strawberry pretzel salad. I'm so excited. All right, I'll be right back. All right, friends, our pretzel crust has completely cooled, so we're gonna go on to the next step here. So I added a little bit more of the cream cheese mixture and a little bit more of the Cool Whip because this is a pretty deep pan and I wanted to make sure there was a nice layer of this fluff. So just so you know, the recipe just called for 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of Cool Whip, but I probably did more like 12 ounces of each just to make sure that I had enough. So we're gonna put this out right. Actually, I'm gonna get a bigger, let's get the Mac Daddy. Let's just get the Mac Daddy and we'll get it done quicker. All right, so I'm going to bring you over here and turn it down a little bit so you can see. So I'm just going to dollop this right over top of the pretzels. And we're just going to spread this out right over the top of those pretzels, and you want to make sure that you seal it all the way to the edge. You want to seal that edge really well because when you pour that strawberry jello, you don't want any of it getting down into those pretzels. You want them to stay nice and crispy. So just press it all the way to the edge. And if those pretzels try to lift up a little bit, it's okay. You can just kind of press it out over them. Right up to the edge, no holes. While I was waiting for this to cool, I talked to my sister Tommy, who lives down in Tennessee. We are from Indiana. This is where we were born and raised, but her family lives in Tennessee now. I told her what I was making, and she said, "Oh yeah, I love that stuff." And I said, "I've never had it before." And I said, "I think it's a South thing." And she said, "Yeah, I think so too, because we never had it growing up, but she said they make it a lot down there in Tennessee." So I think it's something that's pretty famous and popular in the South. All right, I'm so glad that I added that little bit extra of the Cool Whip and the cream cheesecake filling, because I think that is going to be perfect now. And I have all of those edges nice and sealed, so I can't see any pretzel in there. All right, now the next step, I'm just going to keep the camera pointed down so you can see what I'm doing. So the next step is to put your strawberries on. Now you can slice the strawberries if you want to, but these are pretty small. You can see they're pretty small bite-sized strawberries. So I'm just going to place them on here. Just kind of pick out the ones that I want that are pretty small and bite-sized. And we're going to place those all around on here. So I am probably going to fast forward this so that you don't have to watch me do this, because this is probably going to take a little bit of time. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I barely made a dent in my bowl of strawberries though. All right, so there we go. I think that looks really good. I think everybody's gonna get little bites of strawberry. So let's check our Jello and see if it's ready. Hang on. Yep, I think we're good to go, guys. I'll show you a little trick to hopefully keep it from splattering. I'm gonna pour it into the spoon and let it kind of go over the edge of my spoon. And that kind of just helps keep it from splattering and pushing those berries around. A little Tabby tip for you. I'm sure most of you already know it though. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use all of it. Right now, this is gonna go into the refrigerator 2 to 4 hours, preferably overnight. If it can sit overnight, that's even better. Let all of those flavors really kind of get together, get friends with each other, and let it set up really well. But at least 2 to 4 hours. So if you're in a hurry, you can do it earlier, but my suggestion would be make this the day before your event or your get together, and then keep it in the refrigerator, and then it'll be ready for the next day. So that being said, I'm going to pause here, and I will see you in just about a half a second for you, but it'll be tomorrow for me because I will leave this in the refrigerator overnight. Okay, so I will be back when we're ready to taste it. Hang tight. All right, friends, it's a new day, and look at this strawberry pretzel salad. And I wish you could smell it. It is absolutely amazing. It has set up beautifully. It's just gorgeous. Just look at it. I know. All right, let's get a little piece out and try it. And it came out really nice. Look at those pretty layers. Let's give it a taste. Make sure I get a bite that's got some pretzel. Oh yeah. See the pretzel on the bottom, cream cheese, and then your Jello with your strawberries on top. I might need a minute. You guys. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely incredible. And I mean it. That is absolutely incredible. The saltiness of those pretzels. It's not super sweet though. Those strawberries, those fresh strawberries on there. Oh, I'm gonna take one more bite. That's absolutely amazing. You gotta promise me you're gonna try this recipe. Seriously. I think using that little hack of using the prepared Philadelphia cream cheese cake mixture is absolutely perfect. It is so light and so fluffy, and that made it much quicker. Didn't have to worry about it softening or adding extra sugar or anything like that to it. That was just really quick, just those two ingredients with that and the whipped cream. Seriously, I think you guys are gonna love it. Please make sure when you make this that you take a picture and tag me in it, because I would love to see your version of it. I think you're gonna be absolutely blown away by it if you've not already tried it or had it before, like I had not. I think you're gonna be blown away. It's really, really good. All right, guys, I hope you've had an amazing day. I hope that it just gets better and better every minute that goes by. Thank you so much for coming into the kitchen with me. I absolutely love having you here and spending time with you. It is such a joy for me. Thank you so much for liking and commenting on these posts. Thank you for sharing it with your friends so that we can inspire other people to get in the kitchen and have some fun. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, click that subscribe button and the notification bell all so you never miss a video. And also remember that when you click that little more, it will open up a full description and you will find the link to print the recipe right there in that description. And of course on Facebook, you guys know that it will be in the comments after I make this post. Guys, please remember, Christ is the unseen guest at every dinner table, silent listener at every conversation. So just make sure those words coming out of your mouth are pure and sweet like honey, that you're lifting each other up, loving on each other, and shining your light bright, because that's what we're called to do. I love you guys so, so much, and God loves you even more than I do. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.